All right, all right. So we are live here. We're asking all of those who are able to give us a few moments as we prepare to allow others to come through and join us. We're asking that if you are able, that you would invite others to join us for this live Get to Know Us. This is Empowerment Liberation Cathedral's Get to Know Us, and we have a special person that we're going to talk to on today. So if you will invite others, we'll give you a few moments to get on, but we are looking forward to our conversation on today. So I'm asking you to please invite others to join us as we are doing our Get to Know Us series. We are having a great time. We had a great session on yesterday, and we're going to have a great session on today. So please take a few moments to invite others to join us as we get ready to move into our Get to Know Us session, ELC live series on Get to Know Us. So please take a few moments to invite all of your friends, invite all of your families, invite all of your colleagues, everybody that you know to join us for this powerful series that we're doing. So let's get started. Let's get started. I'm so glad to say that this is brought to you by Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. And we are bringing to you some of our best. I mean, we have some great people at Empowerment Liberation Cathedral, and we are bringing to you all of them because we want you to meet them, we want you to get to know them, and we want you to find out those things that you did not know. And so today, on our Get to Know Us series, we have, I tell you, she is very special. She is one of the first. I mean, she is like the first for a lot of stuff at ELC. And so today we are bringing to you Minister Catherine McEachin-Paige. And so, Minister McEachin-Paige, we're so glad to have you. First of all, as you heard, she is a minister at Empowerment Liberation Cathedral, but she was also the first deacon, and she never lets me forget that. She was the first ordained deacon at Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. So I will not forget that ever. And so she was also the first licensed minister at Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. So that's why I said she holds the first titles, and she lets y'all know that ain't nobody first but Minister Catherine McEachin-Paige. So, Minister McEachin-Paige, tell us about your everyday job. How do other people know you? Sometimes people don't know that you're a minister at the church. Sometimes they don't even know that you go to church. But tell us about how people know you on in everyday life.
Well, people know me in everyday life is I'm on Facebook a lot. And people may point me out, be like, hey, you on Facebook? Oh, I saw you on Bishop page, Bishop Abrams, so you're in a church service. So that's how they know me in my everyday life, as well as working for an empowerment justice center and all the other jobs that I had as far as working in the hospital and behavioral health and stuff like that. So that's how people know me in my everyday life, what I do. And I'm connected to other folks. And when they see me, they're like, oh, my cousin, or my sister, or you help my brother, or, stuff like that. So that's how people know me.
So what do you do? I mean, tell us a little bit about what you do. What do you do at Empowerment Justice Center? What were you doing at the hospital? Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I work with mental health. Actually, I've been doing it for 32 years. My son turned 32 yesterday. So I can say 32 years I've been in the field of mental health, working with people in general. I love working with people. I love helping people, find out new things for themselves. So working with Ventus Behavioral Healthcare, working with Hearts at Home, working with Lakeside. So I just work with a lot of different hospitals, a lot of different organizations to help our underserved be served. So to serve our underserved folks who are not able to go get things themselves as far as information. We get frustrated standing in lines trying to, maybe get Medicaid or food stamps or, just in line in the bank, So can you imagine someone that doesn't have patience to try to get online at the bank and deal with folks? They can't. So we, teach them how to cope, teach them how to deal with everyday stressors and, all kind of stuff that I have been doing, all my little life. So, at the Empowerment Justice Center, Wellness Center, EJC, I work with clients who are victims and clients who have mental health issues, and clients just, they don't have to have mental health issues. They could just have some type of anxiety and stress, and they just need someone to talk to and need someone to help them advocate services for themselves. So with the victim part, that we do help clients who have been victimized in the community, especially with our LGBTQIA client, not even clients, family members. I like to call them family members. We help them to advocate for them, help them get service in the community. If they do not know how to report something that happened to them, just empower them to take back their life, to empower them to do something about their lives, to make a change, after a lot of things that happen along the way of them, growing up and, meeting people and living life. A lot of stuff happened to us just living life, right. So some people cannot get back on track. Some people stay stuck. Some people just, get anxiety or, PTSD, and they just stay closed in and closed off. And it just takes a little something for us to, for somebody to be pushed over the edge after they've been going through a lot all their life. So, right. To help people put themselves back in a place where they can be healthy and they can help themselves do something. And, I tell people it doesn't matter how many, when I used to work with clients who we used to put in SROs, which is single room occupancy, they used to always say, oh, they don't know how to cook by themselves, they don't know how to do this or that. But as long as I can teach them how to boil water, to boil an egg, or to make oodles and noodles or something, they can eat. They can live. Until they get tired of eating that, then they'll say, hey, can you help me make something else? Absolutely. So you cannot push people over their limitations to do something. They'll get to the point where they want to ask for help to do something else. Only thing they have to know is who to go to. Yes. I'm your go-to, y'all. I'm your go-to. I tell my wife all the time, I'm her gopher. I'm her gopher at home, and I'm a go-to at the job. So I consider myself their go-to. When you don't know how to do something, when you need some directions, we are here to help you.
Well, that's great. That's great. And I think it's a wonderful thing that you talked about those mental health patients, because yes, during this time, it is difficult for those who have anxiety. It's difficult for those who may be experiencing depression, difficult for those who may have some other things, emotions that they're experiencing. So thank you so much for what you do. And we so appreciate your gifts and talents at Empowerment Justice Center, EJC Wellness Center. And it really makes a difference. Even if somebody can teach you how to boil water, at least they're empowering you to know how to boil water, fix you an egg, and you are liberated to do that. And fix you some noodles, you can do that. And then when you want to stretch a little bit more, then they can show you how to make some rice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's important to tell people, because a lot of times we as professionals, we say, we go into people's homes, or we go into people communities, or we go into people where they are residing at, whether it's a group home, whether it's a apartment complex, whatever it is, and we have this Superman, Superwoman, aspect of helping, and then we wind up overwhelming our clients with all these things that we have for them, because we know it would better their life. But you need to ask them, what can you do for them first? Because maybe they just want to know how to boil some water or boil an egg. All that other stuff may be too much for them right now. Right. So, they just need to know, I have you on my refrigerator if I need you. And sometimes you just got to ask people, what can I help you with? What do you need right now? Yes. So we just overwhelm them with what we want them to have and what we want for them, but it's not you. It's not you. So you got to ask them what they need.
And that's important, to know the needs of people, and you can't know if you don't ask. So that's very important. Thank you for letting us know that. Now, we know that most people have a favorite pastime. And so if you could tell us what it is that you like to do. What is your favorite pastime? I mean, what makes you happy? What makes you giggle? What's your favorite pastime?
My favorite pastime is my grandchildren. My grandbabies, they'll keep you laughing. They say the darndest things, they really do. So Bill Cosby was right when he put out the show, Kids Say the Darndest Things. They do say these things that's like off the wall. And I have 5 of them here with me today out of 13. So it is a blessing, to have them. And that's my pastime. If I could be with my grandbabies, if I'm going through something, I go get my grandchildren. because it helps take my mind off of stuff, because they always in need, because they can't help themselves. They
Mm-hmm.
cannot boil water. They cannot make themselves anything to eat. And, you know, especially the little ones and the ones that you can teach things to. So that helps me. Besides photography and music, that helps me. My grandbabies are my center.
Okay.
Besides God.
And so now, what's your favorite color? I mean, most people are drawn to some type of color. Colors sometimes speak to people. They give people certain type of feelings. They kind of can shift you. So what is your favorite color, if you could share it with us today?
Pink is my favorite color. Everybody knows me. I have to have on something pink. And today I have on something pink. I can't see, but I have on something pink. But pink is my favorite color. And my next favorite color is purple, and then silver and black. You know.
Okay.
So those pink is my favorite color.
Okay, so since we can't see that, we'll go with the purple. That's why you got purple in the background. Okay.
Hey.
Okay, and then you know, I think. Wait, hold your band up. Your watch band, is that pink? Was that pink? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Pink,
all right. We got pink there.
Okay.
Got some pink there. All right. And so pink is a great color, let me say. And so glad to know that your color is pink, so everybody will know that. And is there some type of clothing that you prefer? Some people, they are really love shoes. Some women have 2-3 closets of shoes. Okay. That's not me, but some of them do. Some people have hats galore. I do have a lot of hats, I will say. Some people have lots of t-shirts. Never been a t-shirt person, but some people have lots of jeans. They wear jeans. I mean, they got jeans for days. And so what type of clothing item? It could be a tie. It could be bow ties. You could be a sock person. I haven't met anybody at ELC that's a sock person yet, or at least they haven't disclosed it. We'll find out here on these Get to Know Us. But what's your favorite clothing? What would you say?
Well, I'm about to tell you that, if I could say. I'm a sock person. So I am that sock person. I love socks to match my underwear and whatever, my undergarments. I'm sorry, I just have to put that out. I love shirts, don't get me wrong. I like pants. I like Adidas, tracksuits. That's my thing. My Adidas, Run DMC, New York, all the way. That is my thing, to wear a pair of Adidas. I love to wear Adidas, whether it's shoes or pants. But my favorite thing that I love when I go undergarment shopping or socks, that's my thing. Crazy socks, don't have to match socks, loopy socks. I love socks.
Okay, socks are a lot of fun. And you know, there's so much you can do. I think there's a lot of expression that can come from socks. You know, the ones that are checkered, the ones that have all these different designs in them. And I'm sure they have lots of pink socks for you to select.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, socks can be good. Socks can be good. So those of y'all who know Minister Cat, if you want to buy her something, buy her some socks. Okay.
That's my thing.
That's my thing. Okay. So now, Minister Cat, tell us, are you an entrepreneur? Do you have a business? You know, we have a lot of entrepreneurs at ELC. I'm so glad that we have the entrepreneurial spirit. And so we have lots of entrepreneurs at ELC. So if you're an entrepreneur, tell us about your company, what you do, and how people can find you. You know, Deacon Kim yesterday told us about her shirts, which were great.
They are amazing.
Yes, most of us have one of her shirts or more. I've got more than just one of her shirts. And so tell us about your business and tell us what you do.
Well, I'm a photographer. That's my business. I will retire doing that.
Yes.
My company name is Cat's Eyes Photography. And I love doing photography. I can just walk down a block in a quiet space in the woods anywhere and just take a lot of shots. I just love pictures. I love baby pictures. Taking pictures of baby pictures, pregnant women. You know, I just love photography. That's my thing. That's my business. That's what I do. So photography.
So now you do black and white. You do color.
I do black and white. I do color. I do. I like taking pictures of flowers and rocks, and also tree trunks, because it tells the life of a tree, and it's just special to me. You know, like, you know, walking outside in the environment, just taking pictures of people when they don't know you're taking pictures of them. You know, especially when it comes to my grandkids. and watching them play and different things like that. And then when I go back and look, I wish they still had dark rooms. I wish I had a dark room to be able to develop my own pictures and stuff. I used to do that in school a lot. I fell in love with photography in the 9th grade because the girls made fun of me and told me don't take auto mechanic because that's what a man's do. But all inside, I was like, you just don't know me because I am partial tomboy and all that. But back when coming up, you couldn't tell all the folks that. So I got out of automotive and I went into photography, which I fell in love with. But the expenses on my car is horrible. I should have stayed in photography. Yes. I could have learned how to do the camera any day. So I'm mad at that because I let my friends talk me out of staying in automotive.
Yes.
They had a very good automotive program in my college and in my high school.
I love the black room or the dark room as well.
I love the dark room.
You have all your solutions and you kind of run this picture through that and you kind of, see how it comes out and you see the picture come to fruition. It comes literally off the page and you're the first to see it. So yes, I remember those days. I love that. I love photography as well. And so now, do you take young people's pictures for people? If somebody wanted a photography package, could they contact you about it? Okay.
Absolutely.
How can
I do a lot of private sessions as well. That's what they meant when it says pictures come to life. They say 1,000 words because as a photographer and you're developing your own pictures, you see it. Like you said, you see it comes to life. Yes. Right before your eyes, the color, the pigments and everything in the picture that you're taking. And it is amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, I do a lot of private sessions with people who want graduation pictures done. A lot of my children, well, a lot of stuff is going on now with this COVID-19. So, a lot of seniors was coming to me asking me to take their pictures because they see my girls' pictures. And, I make them buttons and I make them cups and mugs and t-shirts and stuff. They're like, oh, who did that? So I get a lot of business from my kids because they wear my stuff. I use them first. So, I do a lot of pictures. I do pictures for people who just need face packages. They going into modeling or they, decide they want to do something, whatever. So, yeah, I love it.
So you do the headshots for the models, actresses, those type of people who need to promote themselves and send it over to someone.
Absolutely.
To look at. And you do family packages. And you do young people for seniors who are graduating, those types of
baby
things.
Photos,
baby photos,
pregnant photos. I did a wedding twice. The weddings are very difficult to do, especially when you're trying to be that one man person. Yes. You need multiple people to, pull something off so big, and small house weddings and small settings is really easier, but I don't do as many weddings because it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you. Yeah. So, but I can do it. It's not a big deal.
Okay. So there you have it. Minister Cat is a photographer. She enjoys taking lots of pictures. Sounds like she's a nature photographer as well. And she really enjoys doing a whole lot with pictures. And so we want to make sure that we, support that particular business. Now, Minister Cat, most people in church, or a lot of people in church, had some type of experience in church as a younger person. So tell us about your childhood church experience, and then come back and tell us about your experience in church today and how you enjoy your experience in church today.
Well, my childhood church experience was, as a child, was really good. I really loved it because it's my family church. My mom is a reverend, her sisters, brothers, and, cousins and stuff like that. So they are in, church, so it was good. As I was coming up, it became harder for me to worship at times because I could not do it in my own true self and my own authenticity. At the time coming up, wearing pants wasn't it. I wanted to wear a pair of jeans to go to church, but I'm wearing skirts, stuff like that. So I was really uncomfortable, because I was basically, honestly and truthfully living a double life. Outside the church, I was hollering at the chicks, doing all kind of stuff. And then when I go to church on Sundays, I have to be this Sunday chick kind of girl who people want you to be, telling you that God doesn't affirm you. This is what you need to be, you know. Although my family didn't say it to me in my face, but I heard a lot of, oh, gay is wrong, gay is this, gay is that, you know, people are going to hell, they need to repent now, you know, before God come. I heard a lot of that. And I heard a lot of it from my family. I heard a lot of it from my cousins and them, you know. And I remember one day we was all, you know, a lot of my cousins was all together, my sisters and us and stuff, and we was watching a movie on TV, and actually was watching Bruce's Place.
Okay. Yeah.
And that lesbian scene came on when the two ladies was kissing, the other lady saw her out the window, whatever. And one of my favorite cousins who I was close to said to me, "I'm glad none of us are gay." And I was like, oh, okay. You know.
Not that you know of anyway.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, so it was like really awkward. So at that moment, I even pushed away a bit.
Yes.
You know, because not what she's, maybe I should have came out and said, but I'm gay, you understand, and had the conversation.
It might have been a good time.
Right, but I didn't, because more so because of fear, or because of being judged and being, you know, ostracized, and nobody want to hang with you or deal with you. So before that all took place, I like kind of moved myself out of that situation. And I remember that as like it was yesterday, because that like floored me, because I was like, we did everything together. We slept in the same bed together, ate together, chilled together. And why would that change? You understand? Because I don't want you. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. I think people have a misconception that people who are gay and people who are lesbian and people who are same gender loving wants everybody. No, we have a preference just like you all have preferences. So my church life was really hard for me. Me being on the choir, me being a choir director, me being being director over the choir, and being the head president and teaching Sunday school.
Right.
Yeah. And have a mama as a reverend.
You had a lot. Yeah.
Whoa. So that was a lot for me. And I believe a long time ago, my mom knew. However, she didn't say anything because she's waiting for me to say something.
Yes.
But some, like my brother knew, and, you know, stuff like that. So it was like really kind of hard at church, trying to do church. And then at the same time, flirting with the chicks in the church, you know, or wanting to bring your girlfriend to church, other than, you know, everybody trying to hook you up with a guy, you know. So I stopped going to church functions when I was gotten older. I was made to go when I was younger. So church life for me was very difficult because I had to be two people.
Right. Yes.
And it was hard. It was really hard inside too.
That's not healthy to have to be two people. That's why we always tell people, you don't have to leave part of you at the door. You can bring all of you inside, because to leave a part of you that is the loving part, to leave a part of you that is an expression part, is not fair. To just ask you to drop that person off at the door, and then you pick that person back up after the service is over. So people do that every week. They drop a piece of them or leave a piece of them at the door and pick that person back up. And I think the person that comes out of the church after they've been wounded really might not be strong enough to really hold this person up when they get to the door to pick them back up.
Right.
And so, you know, it's a lot when you have to deal with that. But so many people have that same experience where they've had to be two people on Sundays. And all the rest of the days, you can be whoever you want to be. But on Sundays, when you get ready to walk at 11 o'clock through the church, or 10 o'clock, whatever time it was, you had to be two people. And so that's a lot. And so your story, I'm sure, resonates with so many other people who've had to do that same thing. And so now when you update to today, because you have been able to move to serve as a deacon and move to serve as a minister in the church, what is your experience with church today, coming from church, having been in Protestantism, having had a relationship with Jesus Christ that you continue? What is your experience in church today? And do you enjoy your church experience today?
Oh, I enjoyed my church experience today, but it took me a minute to get there. You know, after leaving my home church and moving out from New York to try to live the life that I am, who I am, it took a long time for me to go to church. You know, even after my best friend read your article online, and then I read it and I was like, I'm going to go. And I didn't go still, because the fear You
Absolutely.
understand that you have of people pointing you out
Yes.
and speaking harsh stuff. I said, if another person say anything about my lifestyle on the pulpit, I think I'm gonna fight them, you know. But you
Yes.
know, is it worth going to jail for? And
Right.
for me, yes, because this is
Right.
who I am. You
Yes.
understand? But at the same time, it's like being a realist. Like, I don't look cute in orange, y'all. I don't do the orange. Pink is my favorite color. So I rethink that, you know, often. But going to the church, I remember my first experience being in ELC, and I just thought it was unreal. You know, I had to keep coming back to make sure that it was what it was, you know. So,
Right.
you know, I mean, I really can bring my wife to church, you know, the
Yes.
person that I love, my children. I worship with my children, I worship with my grandchildren, you
Yes.
know. And although, you know, I don't be sitting in church holding my wife's hand, I have time for that because I'm a minister. I'm sitting in the pulpit with you.
Oh Lord.
So I can't do that. But when I went the first couple of Sundays and stuff like that, the first few months that I was and first joined ELC and stuff like that, which was beautiful, you know, I had the opportunity to sit with my wife. I
Yes.
had the opportunity to be a family. I had an opportunity to not be ashamed, you
Right.
know. You know, like for the first month or so, I said I was like nervous. I was waiting for the big bam to happen,
Right.
you know, because we are really hurt when we leave places where people just throw us away and tell us that we are doomed for hell, and you know, say all those bashing things to us about who we are. You understand? So you know, I was hurt. I was hurt. I was really wounded over that. But I took a chance because I knew the God in me. The
Yes.
God with dweller in me wouldn't allow me to sit home on Sundays. I mean, I love TD Jakes, but God dog it, I want to be a part of the service. You
Yes.
know, and I knew who I was, and I knew that God had called me, you know,
Yes.
from since I was a little girl.
Yes.
But at the same time, me loving women, I was like, God, you can't be kidding me, you know? So when God kept nudging me and you said, you know, you have calling on your life as being a deacon, da da da, you know, and I was like, let me think about that, you know, because people told me, you know, God can't be doing this and doing that.
Right.
And you are gay. You understand? So people put that
Yes.
in your head. And if you are not strong enough to fight off that devil,
Absolutely.
you are going to find yourself believing that
Yes.
and running so far away from the church. Not,
Yes.
I'm talking about the sanctuary, because the church is within us.
Yes.
So we got to take self when we go. But,
Right.
you know, and that's what I did. And when I came to ELC and I'm able to worship with my wife and I'm able to still be a part of a church family and still be loving and in a committed relationship and being with my children and my grandchildren and going out on outings, I just feel complete. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have to do those things anymore that I used to be ducking and dodging and all those things like that. So I feel relieved.
Well, that's great. And I do remember when you all first came and you did have the opportunity to sit with your wife and you really were just kind of shocked, but happy about it too at the same time that you
Absolutely.
guys were able to sit together and that's not your good girlfriend. That's not your
No,
cousin.
no.
It wasn't your roommate. It wasn't somebody from school. That was your wife. And so, you know, we are happy about that and so happy to bring that to so many people because people are looking for that. They don't want to have to continue the old thing of this is my roommate, this is my cousin, this is my best friend, even though it is your best friend. But you know, you want people to know that this is the person I love, and you know, we are in love, and we have a relationship, and it's more than
Mm-hmm.
just us buddies. You know, we actually have a relationship, and so you know, I'm glad that that happened for you. Glad that then you were able to be liberated and
Yes.
to serve in whatever capacity God would have you to serve in. You know, and oftentimes people today are afraid of serving because they believe that God would not receive them as they are.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so, you know, we have to, I guess, get delivered from that. We have to be liberated and released from that. And we have to understand the truth of the word and the truth about God. Somebody ought to write about the truth about God and that God is a loving God. And so at ELC, we have been able to free so many people from that
That's
thinking.
right.
And I feel like it's bondage in essence because so many people are in bondage to that era in doctrine and
Mm-hmm.
era in teaching. And so I, as you know, you've been with me long enough to know I like to call it the miseducation of the Christian So many Christians have been miseducated, honey. Y'all was
Absolutely.
going to Sunday school and going everywhere, and y'all was being miseducated. Okay, and I was in the same class in the Baptist church too, so it wasn't like I wasn't there either.
Absolutely. Right.
So we have to go and learn something new, not be afraid to learn something new. And I can applaud you and say that you were not afraid to learn something new. You were not afraid to embrace God on this next level. You were not afraid to accept God in God's fullness, because sometimes people feel like, God is small. God is in a box, but we have taken God out the box at ELC and in so many other affirming churches across the country, that now people understand God is much bigger than we were taught in those Sunday school classes, even the Sunday school classes you were teaching. God is much bigger than that.
That's
and so
right.
I'm
That's
just
right.
excited
That's right.
to know that, the liberation power that God gives, that you
Amen. Amen.
embrace that, and you're able to be where you are on today. And you can proudly say, I am a minister of the gospel.
Yes.
And I preach and teach the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I talk about the love of God, and there's no
Amen.
shame in my
Amen.
game. And so I'm so glad that you're able to do that on today. Now, when we talk about this COVID,
I'm sorry, Bishop, can I
Yeah.
say one thing?
Uh-huh.
And another thing while we're on this panel too, and I just want to ask those who out there that are, preaching the word of God or doing what you do, don't go into other people's inbox and try to discourage them, from their life by telling them that, oh, you doomed to hell and stuff. I had somebody inbox me and, tell me all this stuff. And I said, well, unfriend me. You understand? If you don't like what's on my page and you think that I'm going to hell, whatever the situation is that you believe, then unfriend me. Get off my page. It's okay. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't ask to be your friend. You asked to be my friend.
Yes.
You understand? Because I don't friend people all the time. I very seldom friend people.
Right.
But if you ask to be my friend, you're a cool person, you nice, I'll put you on my page. I have no problem with it. I don't like stuff. I don't like stuff like that. I don't like all that stuff. I've been through that.
Yes.
You understand? And I'm not allowing people to put me back where I used to be.
Don't.
I done grew up. I love God. You understand? And I'm not afraid of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I'm not afraid to say that I love God and I love my wife. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So you cannot intimidate me with all these words, because I grown up now. I'm a big girl. I'm not back home with my mama and them anymore. You understand? And they churches where you was afraid. You understand? Because that's what they beat you. They use fear to govern themselves with the Bible. So I'm not bothered by all that.
So many people were silenced, but let me go back and say, there's so many people who are on Facebook that I guess feel that they are to patrol who is doing what. And I guess they're the Facebook police or something. I don't know what they are, or the believers police. That would probably be a better name. But with that, they inbox you, they respond on things you put up, post. And so with that, I normally just delete them. I make my comment back to them and then I delete them. So they cannot respond to me or say anything else. But over these 6 years, I've had so many people to inbox me with that, and to post those types of things on my page. So people wonder sometimes why my page is locked down. It had to be locked down because so many people wanted to tell me who God was and who God was not, and wanted to tell me what God said and what God did not say, and what God accepts and what God does not. And
that's right.
I said, now, I don't serve that type of God. So since that's your God, I'm gonna delete you. I'm gonna remove you from my page.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna lock my page down where nobody else can say anything. But you have to do that because some people are not at the same level. And so when you look at people who are faith or who are believers and whose faith is at different levels, some people cannot stand the pressure. And so, I think that's a whole sermon right there. Can you stand the pressure? But but some people can't stand the pressure because they don't have enough word in them to be able to counter or combat what these people are saying to them. So when people throw you scriptures and you don't have enough word in you, then you may, succumb to what they're saying, or start to believe what they're saying and then start to give in. That's why you have so many people who are same gender loving but married to the opposite sex. That's another
Absolutely.
right there.
Absolutely.
Because they have succumbed to what the world wants. They've succumbed to what people around them want and have said. But in actuality, while you married to that opposite sex, you still sleeping around with the same sex. And so
Right.
how are you living your truth? How are you being your best self? And how are you walking and living in happiness and enjoy?
That's right. That's right.
Because if you are married to the opposite sex and you know that you have an attraction to the same sex, if you know that this is really who you want to be with, but you got to be over here with this opposite sex person, you cannot be the happiest person on the planet. Not in my opinion.
Not at all. Not at all.
You're feeling their mental health. You can say, you know that they probably are not the happiest person. That's probably the person going to the doctor all the time for depression because they're not happy about how they're living their life. And so, you know, you cannot allow people, once you grow, once you stretch, and once you understand God on another level, to push you back into that space of where you feel God is not pleased, where you feel that God is doomed you to hell. All of that is something that religious addicts have talked about. And we've talked about that from scripture. We've talked about that. We've studied that. So anybody who's listening to us on today, if you need to know about it, maybe we need to go and find some of those old teachings, Minister Cat, that were up there on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Where we taught those lessons, because somebody's got to get it today.
Yes,
and what better time to get it? The time when you're at home, you're sitting and you can receive that word and understand it, process it, and be liberated from the untruths that people have taught and preached for so many years. And so I'm so glad you said that, because for those people who continue to antagonize you, who continue to try to beat you over the head with certain things, you delete them. You need to get them out of your phone, block them, and make sure that they're not able to continue to do that to you, because you deserve to be happy, you deserve to be free, and you deserve to be loved. And that's what that's right. And that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
You deserve to be loved. You deserve to experience love, and you deserve to have somebody to give your love to. And so, you know, you got to be able to do that on today. So why not do it now? Liberate yourself. So, Minister Cat, what I was going to say is, during this time of COVID-19, during the time of coronavirus, where people are home. And look, I'm gonna ask people tonight. We have prayer call at 7. I just found out one of my cousins has the coronavirus. Is in the hospital.
Oh, wow.
Sick. And so she's in New York. I forgot she was in New York. And so I'm like, she in Philly, right? They said, no, she in New York. I'm like, oh gosh. And so y'all know a lot of people in New York do have the coronavirus, have tested.
Yes.
So she is in the hospital. They just got her on the ventilator. So during this time where people are dealing with the coronavirus, not knowing what's coming from day to day, cities have been shut down until probably the end of April. What encouraging words would you give to somebody who's at home in social isolation, dealing with social distancing, probably dealing with cabinet fever at this point? Some folks have been in for a week or 2 weeks. So what encouraging words would you have to say to the people who are watching on today?
Listen, do some things that you have put off for a long time to do. You know, I decided I was going to clean out the closet, you know, have a lot of things I was holding on to. But the craziest thing is, though, ain't nobody want them. You know, I called Red Cross. Ain't nobody taking no clothes. Ain't nobody taking anything. So now I got bags sitting at the door and my wife is like bugging me about this stuff. You know, why don't you get... So I thought I was doing something good, and it wound up, you know, backtracking on me. And I'm like, okay, I got to pull this stuff and do something to it. But anywho, do some things you've been put off that you have put off to do because you've been busy. Not much of us busy now. We're sitting home. You're not too busy for God. You're not too busy to go write a book. You're not too busy to get some work done. You're not so busy to do some of those things that you wanted to do. So look at some of the things on your list that you said that you was going to do one day. Read a book, read this particular book, or spend some time with yourself, giving yourself some self-love. You know, a lot of us came out of bad relationships. A lot of us came out of bad, whatever. Give yourself some self-love, you know. Spend some time with you. And I tell people that all the time. Sometimes we spend our time with so many people, we forget to spend time with us. So you're not working no more. You don't have them employees and those clients or particular or other folks that, you know, riding your back, riding your coattail. So, you know, I know we're all working from home. I'm working from home as well, but it's not as busy as it is if you were sitting in the office. So, you know, take some time to, you know, spend those times with you, you know, and that's what I tell people. And that's what I would say, because I'm trying to spend time with me. And if possible, I got my grandbabies here, which is good. And my grandbabies are therapy for me. And I just want y'all to know that, because, you know, a lot of things go on. My mom is in New York. You know, I miss my mom, want to be with my family. A lot of us want to be with our loved ones that we cannot be with, that are even right here in the state that we are in, you know. And a lot of the social medias are blocked up because a lot of people are using them, you know, right now. So if you cannot see that person or talk to that person, whatever, write a letter, you know, try to get it to the mailbox if you can, you know, things like that. But I'm just saying that, you know, take care of yourselves, you know, and that's what I'm doing. That's my advice to you guys. That's what I'm doing on my time off. I am revisiting me and spending some time with me, knowing where I'm going and what I want, and just spending some time with God as well, you know, and researching some things that, you know, on my own time. And I'm doing some work that when, you know, my supervisor called me and tell me to call this person and call that person. I won't mention no names who that person is though, but you know, she sent me a whole list of stuff, y'all. Email me 20 times a day and stuff. So, you know, y'all need to talk to her, lighten the load a little bit. But, you know, whatever, you know, we are needed, we are there. And I just want to say that. So continue to do what you're doing, and do that social isolation and that distance, because it's very important. It's very important, no matter how much we love our loved ones. You know, this COVID-19 is serious. This is not a cold, folks. This is not a flu. Please take it serious. Talk to your young people too, those who have young people, and, you know, don't scare them, because we should be afraid of nothing. But God give us wisdom and knowledge to be smart. You know, and I ain't gonna say common sense, because if common sense was so common, we all would have it. And
look,
it doesn't work that way. So just, you know, that knowledge and stuff and that wisdom that we have, you know, we just got to take care of each other at that time. So that's what I'm doing. Revisit me and my show. I'm doing my show, y'all. Y'all all at home. Whether you want to see me or not, minimize me like Bishop got me. Minimize a little box right here. Minimize me on your screen, and allow me to do what I do. You know, Randomly Speaking is out, and, you know, we also coming out with a talk show. Yes. You know, so, you know, we got a lot going on. So some of those things that you always wanted to do, try your hand at it. You know, there's no losing right now. People watch anything today.
Look, and people are watching a lot. And so there's a lot for people to watch. And so we want everybody to remain encouraged. I don't know what small box she's talking about. I got her in, but
it's on my screen. I'm small on the screen.
She's level on the same level on my screen as I am, you know, with her. So, but we want you to be encouraged. We want you to be encouraged today. We want everybody to, you know that we are praying for you at ELC, and we love you, and we want the best for you. However, we do want you to follow the directions of your state leaders, your governors and mayors. Absolutely. They do want the best for you as well, and they're trying their best to protect you. So please do follow those things. We don't want anyone to be in any trouble. If you know anyone that needs our prayers, please inbox us so we can pray for them tonight. We do have our prayer at 7 p.m. And so we will be back on with our prayer call. And I have a short message to teach on tonight for our W4. And so we do want to make sure that we're praying for everybody, however. And so once again, as you pray for us, we will pray for you. Thank you so much to Minister Catherine McEachin-Paige, better known as Minister Cat, for your time and letting us get to know just a little bit about you, and you know, feel like we know a little bit more about you than what we knew before. And so once again, this is Empowerment Liberation Cathedral.
Wait, Bishop, one more thing. I'm sorry, one more thing. I really have to interrupt you and say this because it was brought to my attention. Of course, y'all know I help people, and that's what I do. Give me a zip code, you need services, I help you get services and do the best I can. So I needed to say this because someone had brought this to my attention, and I always like passing everything. I say each one teach one. Due to the stimulus money that's supposed to be coming out, please do not give anyone your information. If they ask you to go to this link to fill out anything, to put your information in to get your stimulus check, please do not listen to it, delete it. They are not, the IRS is not going to call you to ask you any information because you filed your 2019 taxes, your 2018 taxes, 2019 taxes. They have your information. If your bank account has closed that you use to get your money, your direct deposit in last year, don't worry about it. They have your address. They will mail it to your home. They are not going to call you or send out anything. If you are due any stimulus money, do nothing. Just wait for it. It's not a time, not a date. It's their money. They're going to take their time. They may do alphabetical order. They'll get to you. They may do numbers. They may do a hat. Whatever it is, if it's due unto you, you will get it. Please do not fill out nothing online because I've been getting a lot of information that people want me to send them my information for a stimulus check. And then they try to hide it in this census stuff. It is not obligated for you to give them information to get the stimulus money that is due to you if you're all going to get it. Okay? So I just need to put that out there.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Once again, Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. We're at empowermentliberationcathedral.org. You can find us there. Please do follow us on Facebook, Empowerment Liberation Cathedral. We're also on Instagram, Empower Cathedral, and we are on Twitter. So once again, thank you to Minister Cat. Had a great time getting to know you. And please do share this live stream. Thank you so much. God bless you. God keep you.